are probably at least 10 or 12 gigafactories, and there will be really gigafactories like output, aiming for average output of like 1.5 to 2 million units per factory, which is enormous.
According to Elon Musk, at least 10 or 12 gigafactories will be required to build around 20 million cars annually. Thus, it appears that Tesla is stepping up attempts to construct 2 more factories in North America. Musk's recent moves show that Mexico could be a potential candidate to become the next Gigafactory. But what's so special about good old Mexico? I mean, there's gotta be something if the tech giant is keeping an eye on the place. But also, what is his plan exactly? Let's find out in today's episode of Tesla Car World. Welcome back, friends, to our channel. Before we begin, please show your support by subscribing if you haven't already and ringing the bell so you won't miss out on any of our interesting videos in the future. Now, let's get started with today's content. Tesla CEO Elon Musk was spotted in Nuevo Leon, Mexico over the weekend, fueling rumors that he'll choose the region for Tesla's next North American plant. According to the Governor of Nuevo Leon, Elon Musk's visit to Mexico wasn't by chance. This means that the visit was very well planned, but the details have been intentionally kept secret by both sides, and everything is still in the speculative phase. You may recall that the Colombian border crossing in Nuevo Leon got its very own Tesla lane in July, so the company's cargo could enjoy easy ingress and egress. In retrospect, maybe that should have been a more obvious tell. Mind you, this is not the first time Musk has discussed business with Mexican officials. In April, just before the border crossing deal was struck, Garcia paid Musk a visit at the Austin Gigafactory. Not to mention that the then governor-elect had a Zoom call with Musk and company back in August. This has been a long time coming, and it's happening at a time when auto manufacturing investments in Mexico happen to be soaring. The mystery of this close relationship has never been revealed. But there has to be some sort of benefit or benefits in order for Musk to even consider planting a gigafactory in Mexico. So, what are they? Musk is paying attention to Santa Catarina, a municipality just outside of Monterrey where many automotive companies, especially Tier 1 and 2 suppliers, are located. It's located about 400 miles or a 7-hour drive from the Texas Gigafactory in Austin. 2 automobile manufacturers, BMW and GM, already have factories in Santa Catarina. The Tesla CEO might be looking at solving some supply chain issues by sourcing cheaper parts from the neighboring city with a quick turnaround time. But with so much competition in Mexico, which model does Tesla plan to produce? It's not all that odd to consider Mexico for a factory of cheap Tesla EVs starting at $25,000 US. One giant factory could supply all of North and South America because it is centrally located. A cheaper $25,000 Tesla would appeal to all income levels and open a new market to people who cannot afford Tesla's current cheapest cars. People in South America pay $20,000 for a basic Toyota Corolla, so if Tesla offers the Model 2 for $22,000 to $24,000, Toyota will be in trouble. Moreover, the IRA says that the final assembly must occur in North America to qualify for the tax credit, so cars assembled in Mexico will get the same incentives as cars assembled in the US. Plus, they will have access to a bunch of Latin American markets. Tesla will start as a parts factory in Monterrey to supply the Austin Gigafactory, which isn't that far away by truck, and eventually expand to producing the $25,000 Model 2/C and robo-taxis, which will be very popular in Latin America. These markets will be quite profitable for robo-taxis because, especially in this area, people are far less fussy about sharing a taxi. What kind of batteries will the cars made in Mexico use? CATL, remember those guys? The world's largest battery cell manufacturer and one of Tesla's most critical suppliers? Well, they're considering new factory sites in Mexico as well. The company itself controls over 30% of the global electric vehicle battery market, and it's already supplying Tesla's Gigafactory Shanghai facility, providing the electric car maker with LFP or lithium iron phosphate batteries for the Model 3 and Y. It's also expected that the Model 2 will use the same type of battery. Ciudad Juarez would be an interesting choice for a CATL plant because it's quite close to the San Geronimo Santa Teresa port of entry into New Mexico. This could provide CATL with a route around the border crossings in Texas. What's more, President Trump had proposed imposing a 25% tariff on all Mexican imports to the US. The distance from Ciudad Juarez to Santa Catarina is only 554 miles. For Tesla, locating the facility in Santa Catarina, Mexico is a fantastic way to cut down on transportation expenses and taxes. This aids in fostering the development of cheap cars. Now, are those factors sufficient for Musk to select Mexico for the 7th factory? And would there be any other reason? Mexico has a skilled labor force, but Mexican engineers will also be less expensive to pay. Mexico has more know-how and skilled labor than all of Latin America, Southeast Asia, Africa, the Middle East, and Eastern Europe combined. Mexican engineering is a well-kept secret. In Mexico, engineers have to come up with original ideas as opposed to in India or China, where the engineers are just given the blueprint to assemble a car. Mexican engineering is so competitive that even the Germans trust it 100%, and Musk relies on 120 Mexican businesses for every one he has in the United States. The Mexican labor force is keeping Western businesses alive. Go figure. However, auto workers in Mexico get paid a tenth of what they do north of the border. Multinationals pay auto workers in Mexico around $3 to $5 an hour. Meanwhile, in the US, Japan, and Europe, workers are paid $30+ an hour. We think many Mexicans would be willing to relocate with local wages of $10 a day to work on the production line for Tesla at $10 an hour. Therefore, reduced labor costs in Mexico will be an advantage for keeping the Model 2's costs as low as possible. But how did the Mexican government respond? And does the country support EVs? During his visit to the US, President Andrés Manuel López Obrador highlighted his administration's commitment to alternative energies. His government aims for half of the total vehicles manufactured in Mexico to be electric or hybrid by 2030. This is a favorable condition for Tesla. Last year alone, Mexico exported just over 2.7 million vehicles, mostly to the US. As the North American auto industry shifts from combustion vehicles to EVs, Mexico is seeking to draw more EV assembly and parts investment. Even Ford is currently making the electric Mustang Mach-E at the factory near Mexico City. How do you feel about a factory that is built in Mexico? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below. Otherwise, that's it for today's episode. We sincerely thank you for watching and for all of your support of our channel. As always, if you enjoyed our video, please leave us a like, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring that bell to stay up to date on exciting developments in the world of EVs and green technology. Once again, we thank you so much and we hope to see you again next time. Until then, take care and be safe.